Raise your hand if you use ChatGPT. Okay. How about Claude? Anyone use Claude? How about Suno to make a country song with Beyonce's voice? Just me. Okay, cool. Don't use that. We don't like AI in music, but we do like AI in business, so I'm excited for this one. Please give a round of applause to Ben Frost.
Yeah, my name is Ben Frost. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I was in real estate for 20-some years and five-time founder. And I'm here to talk about how we can implement AI in our businesses instead of just chatting with ChatGPT or chatbots, because I think that's how most people are using AI now. Just quick about me. I grew up on a farm. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I went to business school, got into real estate investing 23 years ago. I've been a builder and developer as well. I'll let this slide do most of the heavy lifting. I had 5 startups. I worked in Costa Rica for 10 years, and I spent another 10 years building businesses across Europe and Latin America. Where are we at right now with regard to AI? I think most people right now are using AI to chat with it, ask it questions, copy and paste from ChatGPT and whatnot, but they're not building anything that helps their business that's sustainable, like a foundation that you can rely on again and again. And so that's what I started building for our businesses a couple of years ago, being a tech founder and real estate. I was kind of at that intersection. And so the things that we want to build, I always say I like to build AI for ROI. If it's not saving money, making money, or saving time, then it's kind of wasting your time. I'm sure all of us have sat in front of the screen and just kind of had a back and forth with the chatbot, and at the end of that, you're like, well, what did I really accomplish here? You know, what's it actually doing for me? So the operators that are not actually building things, I think, are going to be left behind in 3 years if you're still just chatting or you're making some social media posts and whatnot. I don't think, and it's not actually doing things to move your business forward or save you time, save you money, then you could fall behind. I think we've got about a 2 to 3 year window, I believe, and those operators are actually building AI infrastructure that actually moves their business forward, and that window's going to close, I believe. And so you're either kind of building things now, or having somebody build things, or building things with a team or something like that that helps your business move it forward, or you're going to be competing against all those operators and business owners who have done so. I like to do a little mindset shift here from thinking that AI is some sort of chat bot that you're just going back and forth with and whatnot, to when you build the foundational things, everything else sort of stems from there, and AI becomes your editor, your writing partner. It can help you build systems, build courses, and these are foundational things I like to say, because once they're built, you spend a lot of time up front, but then you leverage that over and over again for a year. And if the system is built right, you just have to tweak some little things here and there, because the LLMs are pretty much all the same, so you can sort of plug and play as long as you built the structure correctly. And I think a lot of people aren't doing that. Again, they're going back to AI again and again. So what I'm going to discuss here in the next few minutes are 3 real-world examples of things that I believe are foundational to any entrepreneur or operator when they're utilizing AI. Are the first 2 things that I did myself a few years ago, and it's the first thing I do with any of my clients. The third one is a little more technical, but you'll see the real-world use case. The first one, the first thing I do with any client I did myself is build a brand voice system. And so I'm sure you've all chatted with ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, and it usually spits out some sort of generic type thing, even if you say act as a, by the way, we don't have to set rules for LLMs anymore. They're smart enough to know that they're a social media manager. So this voice document, what it is, I spent a ton of time on this, but I've sort of distilled it into a framework and a system, a big system prompt that will interview you, and it's going to pull out your voice, your thoughts, how you think, so that it creates a document that then gets plugged into any LLM that you use, whether it's Claude or whatever. Then this is why it's foundational, because anytime after that, when you say write me an email or draft some sort of system for your business or whatever, it knows your voice. And so it will not spit out generic Claude chat to you because that sounds like everybody else. So this is a way that from then on, that anything that's produced between you and the AI is in your voice, how you speak, the words that you use, and not just doesn't sound like Claude. Again, what I built, and I'll give this away to you guys for free at the end here, is it's a whole system prompt. It's fairly complex, but I'll put a guide with it, and it's sort of an interview process to pull these things out of you. So you don't have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. It's, again, we're using AI, we're leveraging AI, and it's large language model to interview you and know what questions, and I'll give that away for free at the end here. The second one sort of stacks on top of that. It's sort of an interesting exercise. This took, the original way I built this took about a week, but I realized it was really only about an hour a day. It's building your AI clone. So you have your brand voice, and by the way, your brand voice can be sort of you and also you and your business together. So if your business only talks in a certain way, or you only talk a certain way with clients, or your business, that's your brand voice. This is like you, your AI clone. And this used to take about a week to build, and we've distilled it now into a master system prompt similar to the brand voice. And what this does is this pulls out the way you think, your experiences, the things that you've learned the hard way. So these are things that AI, generic AI, is not going to know. It's never going to know this about you. And the cool thing about this is it's literally building a clone of you, what you do in certain situations or generally. And once you have this, it's really strange when you use it. Say there's a big decision or you're going to have a tough discussion with an employee. You ask your clone what it would do, and since you trained it 6 months ago through this big, long interview process, you'll be surprised at the values that you gave it, that you trained it on, come out in these situations. And so you're basically talking to yourself, how do I handle this? And the cool thing about AI is it doesn't forget that these are your values. So sometimes you're sort of forgetting, maybe I should do this, and it'll say, no, you need to stick true to your values and the way that you operate or the way that you speak. So that's what the AI clone does. Again, this used to take about a week, but about an hour a day or whatever, but I've since refined it and distilled it into, you can do it in a few hours. It's a system prompt that will help interview you and help build your AI clone. Time buyback number 3. This is a real world concrete example I'll just give you of an operational thing that we built. Was a automated LinkedIn B2B system that would find our perfect avatar of a B2B person that we want to contact. Instead of just saying, hey, I'm Ben, I do this, let's connect, we refined and built this system that would pull that person's data off of platform LinkedIn, go do research out on the internet, find everything about this person, every YouTube video they've ever appeared in. Maybe they got funding a year ago. Maybe their partner and them split up, mid-business or something. So it gets this real sensitive data, just say personal data, it's not sensitive, but everything's publicly available here. And then pulls it back into the system. Then our smart AI writes a nice message to them. Hey, I saw that you got funding 2 months ago. Congrats on that, with their business name, or maybe, hey, I saw you were interviewed on this podcast on YouTube a month or 2 ago. I really like what you said about X, Y. So that gets people to pay attention to your outbound messaging, and I think it's just a much better way to communicate with people with all the generic messaging going out to make communications and make B2B connections. I think this is sort of where we're going. It's this we call a hyper-personalized messaging. It's not, hey, I see you work at X company. It's, hey, Bob, I saw that you were on this podcast, and they're like, how in the heck does this person know? And so we automated this system, including the messages out to the ICP they're trying to contact, and the reply rates are much higher when you hyper-personalize the message. And again, you can do this manually, but I don't think you can do it at this scale that we can do it. Another thing I want to bring up is how could you use or leverage AI to make some sort of side income, some sort of side business? You don't have to reinvent the wheel, you don't have to create a new chat model or anything like that. That's the easiest way, I think, for just about anybody, is to take what you already know everybody here has some significant knowledge about some niche that you can package and somebody else is looking for the answer to that. And I'll come back to this. The one thing AI is not going to replace, it's going to be a better researcher than all of us. It's going to know history better than all of us, but it's not going to know how you would react in a certain situation. It's not going to know your thoughts about the new LLM model. That will not be able to replace your experiences and your impressions and your opinions about things. So those are things that you can package with the help of AI into mini tools, courses, systems, frameworks that you used when you're, say, buying a multifamily real estate property. There's certain things that I've done that I'm pretty sure in that whole course is a little more unique. And you guys also might have some unique systems and things that got you to the end result that you wanted. And that is something that people might be willing to pay for. So the first box here is you can offer a simple service, which is think about something in your business that you do consistently over and over again as repetitive. These are things that AI is built for. If you focused, you or your team, maybe you've got a technical person or you can hire somebody or whatever, or if you're technical, you could dig in and do this, automate that service, and that makes you more efficient, which is going to increase your income. Anytime you're saving yourself time in your business time, I think that directly leads to revenue increase. So again, the goal here with AI is to make money, or save time. Any three of those, AI for ROI. You can build a micro tool. This is what I did for Host Copilot. I was in the short-term rental industry. I own short-term rentals and have a management company. And the same questions on Facebook groups come up over and over because there's a lot of people getting into it. There's a lot of people who have a wealth of knowledge. I just distilled all of that through 10 years of knowledge and other experts that know a lot more than me, and built an online AI-based platform with all of that knowledge, but it's just related to short-term rentals. So somebody can ask, hey, can you analyze my listing? How could I do my pricing better? What's the best lock to use? And it's just a brilliant AI. Instead of just asking ChatGPT generally, which it's not going to have the expertise that we all have in that industry. And so that would be an example of a micro tool that we built and sell. Productize your expertise. I touched on this earlier. You can package up your specific expertise in something and use AI, leverage AI to help build the framework, the course, even a newsletter of a bunch of steps. Here's what you need to do to flip a house, to build a syndication. So to bring all this together, it's sort of this AI operating system, and I'm speaking a little bit different of how to write a prompt, because the problem with those is that you're doing the same thing over and over again. You're opening a window and you're starting to chat. There's no foundation, so you're sort of wasting about 80% of that time. So this is why I start with these foundational layers first. Let's build your voice so AI from then on knows exactly how to write that email in your voice, how to respond to a business situation, because that's your AI clone. So these are things you leverage over and over again for a year plus, and you don't really change those from now on. So that's why I like to start with those. We build out significant LinkedIn campaigns based on sort of this kind of thing, and we never touched the voicing system again once for this corporation because we built it at the beginning. So every piece of branding content goes, it sounds like them, it's on brand all the time, and it's consistent. And really the gist here is, you've got this foundational layer that you build. You've got your voice, your clone, and some systemized automations built on AI. AI is the thing in the middle that's doing the work. And then at the end, you have your output that sounds like you, that's on brand, that's getting the thing done that annoys you. Right. And thanks, Kenny, for putting this on. This has been great. I've enjoyed all the speakers. The wealth of knowledge from the speakers, and probably in this room too, it's been outstanding. Excellent. So thank you.